and welcome to the Romancing the Stones stream for this week, Thursday, 2/24. My name is Roger James.
I'm
With
Angelo
me,
Cortica.
Angelo Cortica, and we are dudes from Ohio who play Magic.
Commentating the league from Austin. Makes perfect sense.
So we're firing up here. We got two very interesting decks on deck. First here, we have Resolved Mulligans, it seems like, and we are figuring out who's going first. We got a Forest in play, and we see a Birds of Paradise at the table.
Telegraphs a lot of things.
So I believe you were on this side of the matchup, Angelo, when we looked at these decks.
I lost to this deck round one, Brad's deck, and then I was playing it last night with
Gemstone
you.
Mine.
Yeah.
And Bolt the
You
Bird.
gotta
Gotta do it. Gotta do it.
Rule number one.
Classic. All right. So we got a bird and a bolt. Some classic stuff here.
I like that. I like the portal. Is that a portal forest? No, it's invasion forest.
And a duress. Okay, another classic middle school play. We open up. Oh, here we go. We got two lightning angels. Impulse, bolt. Impulse and bolt are the targets that are legal.
I think he takes impulse. Get the card advantage out.
Yeah.
And so we know what Mike's on.
So now that opens the way for the second bird. Very nice.
Okay.
We know that's not going to get bolted unless we see a bolt off the top here.
Did he have lands? Did Mike have lands? I forgot to pay attention to that.
I meant to say, we know that's going to get bolted. We'll see what we get off the top here.
There it is. Yeah.
But I mean, kind of knowing what is in these deck lists, I don't know if they know each other's lists. I doubt they shared.
They don't. We talked about that.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So no, I don't know if we should tell the audience what's going on.
No, it's progressing nicely. It's unfolding. We already
suspense.
Yeah, we already saw the lightning angels, right? So I think that cat's out of the bag. We're trying to get to 4 mana here, right?
You see black green, you know what's happening there.
Probably some rock type action, right? We saw duress, we saw Birds of Paradise, so of course those
Pernicious Deed's a hell of a card.
Yeah, man.
I'd be sad if it didn't show up.
I gotta expect it to be here. So, I mean, you said you played against him in round 1. I assumed it showed up against you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's some spice too. Okay.
What are we doing here? He's fetching.
He's showing him his nice lands. He's like, I have a gemstone mine and a reflecting pool.
I can make all the colors.
And he was telling the story about how he pulled that reflecting pool out of a pack when he was in high school.
That's a good story. I love that story.
Yeah, none of that's true.
So this deck, I did do some research on the red, white, blue deck. I mean, there's a lot of different names for it. I'm interested to know what he calls his deck.
Yeah, that's pretty strong and pre-modern, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody run that over here on the middle school side of things, at least to much success.
Tweety ran it. Tweety was running it. I think he did pretty well, just short of top 8 maybe. Okay, we see a mountain in play. Interesting. So we got some like maybe red splash in the Jun. So I think I know what's coming here, but I'm not sure. I would love to see it. Let's see what comes next.
We know what's coming here, baby.
I mean, I hope. No, we got Bailoff.
Okay, that's a good magic card.
It's a good magic card. I can imagine we're getting
it's better in middle school.
Though. Yeah, we're getting smacked with the Lightning Angel next turn, so I'm hoping that we have something to say about it coming next turn, I guess. I can't imagine we're not going to play a Lightning Angel. Let's see here. Again. So having a look at Mike's deck here, yeah, I mean, we saw a couple Lightning Angels in his hand. We saw the bolt, we saw the impulse. Impulse is a nice card. It digs nice and deep. I was mentioning the background of this deck and kind of what he might call it. So the solution is the original kind of deck this has its roots in, and it doesn't play a lot of the same cards. At that time he was really trying to attack the meta game with Pro Red. So I mean, this version doesn't have Pro Red in it, um, but we'll see what he grabs off the impulse here.
Well, it turns out just being a bunch of good cards, right? Value, bolts, lightning angels, impulse, mana leak is in there, right? So you're playing white, you're playing swords. There's a lot of cool spells just jammed together. And for some reason, the mana works out. A lot of times you try to do a 3-color deck, and you don't have the mana there with all the cards that require two of the same color.
Right, right. You don't have the taint. You don't have the tainted lands. I mean, his mana base is pretty eclectic, I guess I would call it. There's no way to fetch red, which is, I think, it's not. That's one of the issues for middle school, right? In general.
Yeah,
So we see the lightning angel hit the table and
it's
turns
got to
it
swing, right?
sideways. Yeah,
Yeah,
turns it sideways to indicate that it's attacking, though it has vigilance, of course.
gentlemanly move. All right, untap him with Baloth.
So Baloth is bigger. The butt of the lightning angel cannot withstand the attack from the Baloth.
Don't forget damage on the stack, baby. Even
Yeah,
if it was a 4/4, it might be an attack you'd make.
that's true. That's true.
Get the evasion guy off the board.
It's true. We know another one's in the hand, though, so we have to do something
Wish.
here.
Mm-hmm.
There's
They're
a
coming.
burning wish. There's a
Oh
burning
man,
wish. Okay, so
let's
I
talk
can,
about it.
yeah, I can imagine there's a ton of good targets here, right? Um, there you go, Chainer's Edict, beautiful.
Perfect.
There's a nice, very nice Burning Wish toolbox board that we see in this deck, and we'll get into some of those cards. But Chainer's Edict is coming, summoned from the Wish board, and dispatches the first Lightning Angel.
In there.
And he's going to go ahead and fetch now. It looks like I will assume for a forest. Yeah, adds a forest to the board. And we're tanking a little bit over here. Mike wants to decide if he deploys another Lightning Angel now or attempts to try to deal with the Baloth in some way.
I feel like, I mean, and if I was in Mike's position and I suspected he was on the rock,
Mm-hmm.
that's not a lot of threats, right? So if you can get the Baloth off the table, this isn't
Right.
really a race situation. But because he sees the mountain,
Right.
he might be expecting a little more aggro out of him, and wants to turn it into a race.
Right.
So, and what did he get with the wish? The
That was
edict.
the Chainer's Edict. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
man. I was here.
he's only he's only short a couple mana to flash it back, right? So
Right.
he needs access to a black to
Right.
do it, double black, but he could take a few more bashes and be alive, and then he can gain life off his Baloth if needed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now again, if I'm Mike, I'm trying to kill him before that deed comes down where he can play it and pop it on the same turn on my angel, right?
That's a rough call too. But that's the same mana as edict, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but that's where you wouldn't want to add more threats to the board and get
Yeah,
blown out, probably. But at the same time, you wanna speed up the clock a bit.
we got 9 to 11.
Yeah, it's not a great position to be in.
Ooh,
Oh,
terminate.
yeah,
Bye.
that is going to do some damage. Now, if perhaps we can see a counter spell here, prohibit, perhaps.
Prohibit. Yeah.
I like prohibit. What else
I
could we
can't
do?
remember if that deck was Rockin' Force.
I don't recall off the top of my head. I'm looking at it now. I don't think so. No, I'm not seeing it. But yeah, it's just not great here.
There it is. Okay.
Monolink, yeah, make him pay. He's going to pay
Mm-hmm.
for it.
No more spells for you.
Okay, just not doing anything else this turn, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't need to make 7 mana. You just had to terminate, which is pretty brutal. I would want to see. I would be hoping to see something like ice there. Just tap him down. Dig a card there and avoid taking damage this turn.
I feel like a lot of people don't want to do that with ice. Like even though it's a really great play, sometimes you want to save it for that mom or something like that. Which you don't want to fire your own mom, but you get my point.
Yeah,
Like
no, of course. But in this
you want to see
situation,
permanence leave the table.
of course, in this situation, you're not killing the Baloth with the fire, right?
Right.
So
It's a
you're at
play.
least
It buys you a turn.
you're digging, you're getting a turn. I'm just trying to think of what I want to see. If I'm the blue, right, white, red player, right?
Swords.
I guess, right? I guess
Give me the swords.
swords I'll take, I guess. And yeah, we're on enough mana, and we're in a position where I would expect to see a Factor Fiction. I haven't seen a Factor
Oh
Fiction
yeah.
cast, so Factor Fiction into a swords pile.
There's the
Ooh,
monger.
yes. Let's see a Mana Leak here.
The old Mother of Runes foil with that color changeability.
Mana Leak. Oh, who are we bolting?
Face? Is he going face? What? I don't get it.
He had blocked. I don't understand.
He did the damage on the stack. He blocked damage on the stack. He bolted.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I was confused because the mom was still on the table.
That stacking damage, man. They'll get you every time. Well, that worked, I guess.
Kind of.
Now we got Spirit Monger to deal with.
Now we got a Spirit Monger to deal with, indeed.
But like we said, Mom doesn't help very much against a creature that can be any color it wants.
Ooh, wow. There we go. Slam it down face up. And this was a card I was hoping to see. This was one of the cards I was thinking of when I was thinking of how do we get out of this. But at this point, I don't think it matters.
It's not looking good.
Unless we have another one in our hand, perhaps. I don't think it matters here.
So is Spirit Monger going to get a counter off this too?
Yeah, looking like.
Man, hate to see it.
Yeah.
We changed our minds. Okay, we're going in, blocking. Gains 4.
Yeah, we got it. We got a block.
Yeah,
right?
I think maybe he saw the life link and wanted to think about that for a second.
Right. Think about the attack. Yeah, I think you just keep slamming your dudes in there, right?
Of course.
Make him have it. I mean, he's gonna connect next turn unless he can find something to do.
Well, and doesn't. I don't remember. Does Spirit Monger get a +1/+1 counter for creature dies?
When it deals damage to a creature, yeah.
There it is.
So
okay.
there's the counter, yeah.
Because that's actually real clutch here with Mike being at 7.
Right. That just puts him at Xaxes. You wish that you could have a turn with oh, there it is.
And
there it is. I mean, but at this point it's kind of like it doesn't matter too much.
we do need to tell the viewers at home what this is about, because not everybody knows about
okay, yeah,
flow.
tell them about what is this
when he played it on me. Okay, I was on Battle of Wits. I've got all these non-basics down, and
so,
like turn 3 or 4
so we see him sack a Battlefield Forge here. So that's what Destructive Flow says, right?
Right. So every upkeep you gotta sacrifice a non-basic land. I'd never seen that card until he played it against me. I mean, I'd probably seen it but forgot about it. But
so Mike,
it was rough.
Scooped it up here. Yeah, that's closed the door. That he, just it cut him off a mana. So the same. So against you, it did essentially that, right? You had to just try to race against it, and
pretty much. It was a bad scene. I we were talking about this the other night. Like in middle school, it feels like that card's either awesome or useless. There's not a lot of in between.
Right. Now, so this kind of comes back to a little bit of the keys to the game for what I had some notes on. We saw the early large creature, the Baloth. The numbers on these don't necessarily favor seeing it like we did there. The Baloth followed by the Spirit Monger, right? But That was one of the draws that was going to put him in a good position to win. The other draw, when he fetched that mountain there, if it was Destructive Flow, it puts him off of the mana to cast the Lightning Angel, and repeatedly does so, and likely would have closed the door unless he's just top decking lands
Yeah.
to be able to play those Lightning Angels, right? So what do you see as some of the keys? Sitting on the other side, playing against this deck when we jammed these decks last night. What did you feel like needed to happen on the blue, white, red player side?
To get there, you
Yeah.
gotta avoid the destructive flows. You gotta either counter them or disenchant them. Like have that ready.
Okay.
It's going to be tempting, I think, for him to want to disenchant Deed, and I'm sure that's the right play sometimes. But I think sometimes you'd rather let your mom eat it so that you can pop that D flow when it comes down. Because how many basics does he have? He's got 7.
He's got enough basics, I think. But what are the sideboard? What is in? What is out? If you are
Annul,
the
Annul was great.
Okay.
Disenchant is also obviously great. Um, I don't know. Sabo's Web, does that do anything? What
No,
is that card?
I looked at that. It doesn't do
Yeah,
anything.
that doesn't do anything. Great. So
And
yeah,
then
I'd put
all
those
the
in.
blasts, none of the blasts to do anything, right?
Blast don't do anything. I might play a little more conservatively. I mean, I might think twice about jamming a turn 4 Lightning Angel, especially if I was trying to follow up with Exalted Angel or Fact of Fiction. I might want to keep my 4. I want to keep building that
Yeah,
4 mana.
I mean, you think you want to start with a hand that's going to find swords, right? Like
Hmm.
you want to be accessing swords and be able to access swords readily, because you
Well,
don't want the same thing to happen. I agree with the conservatism, but you don't want to get beat down by a spirit monger again, right?
no. I think the other deceptive thing is, he did see Spiritmonger and Baloth, but I'm looking at his list here. I'm counting six fatties.
Yeah, and that was what my point was, is to say, just the way it drew together, he ended up with some big dudes,
Yeah,
one after another. But in reality, he's going to be playing, a wall of blossoms and a birds, right?
right.
As the general play here, and then, but the burning wish targets, I think that's on the other side. That's going to be key to this set game
Yeah,
too.
man.
Is depending on where this second game gets to, the burning wish targets will close the door
I want to see
for
him.
the
I want
Jund
to see him
player.
do the thing. I want to see him do the thing. And like, there's a lot of good Burning Wish targets.
Yeah,
Or I shouldn't say a lot, but the Burning Wish targets that are in there are super pertinent.
they are.
Um,
They are. So what I'm thinking, the cards that we're going to see coming in, that I tagged as potential ins, because we have a whole wish board that we don't really want to move to the main deck, right? But
mhm,
I see 2 Ravenous Baloth in the sideboard that I would bring
mhm,
into the main
mhm,
deck.
mhm.
I also see 2 Engineered Plague that
Yep.
I might want to bring into the main deck, because it kills Mom if you set it on human, and then it allows the Meddling Mage to kind of not do stuff. You can't. It's not dealing much damage, and it can get picked off potentially by um, these spicy Phyrexian Plague
And
Lord in
then
the.
Pyroclasm is fetchable, which is
Yeah,
pretty
so
sweet.
I would leave that. I would leave that in the wish board.
Um,
What else? Oh, and I might bring in an extra Destructive Flow, because if you
mhm.
can land that
Yeah.
with a birds in play, for example, after you've fetched out your 3 colors, it's going to be pretty hard to come back from that.
Yeah. D-Flow is definitely Mike's probably biggest hurdle here.
So I would say, yeah, Mike really needs a slower start out of Brad, and he needs to be able to be in a position to disenchant the first deed, or
Hmm.
counter it, annul it, right?
Hmm.
And then be able to, or possibly even meddling mage it, right? That would be a great name off a mage, right?
Yeah. Well, and so like, it almost feels like it's this matchup. In order for them to win, they have to kind of play a little bit against the deck's natural tendencies, which is cool. So we'll see. We'll see how this shakes out. We'll see what decisions these guys make.
Yeah, I really want to see some spicy factor fictions.
Spicy Fafs.
Yeah, I want to get some brain cells popping on how to make a pile. Okay,
It's always a great sub game.
we have a Battlefield Forge out of Mike into a mom, and then we have a Forest Pass from Brad's side. So Forest Pass isn't great, but I'm gonna guess we have a Wall of Blossoms coming turn 2 if we kept this hand.
Not a lot of turn 1 plays in that deck, right? Just birds.
In terms of plays we want to make, yeah.
Yeah, so
Duress.
it's a
Duress
totally
is
fine
cool.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, dress is cool. Ooh, double mom.
Double
Ouch.
mom. They hang out. They protect each other.
Yeah, story time. Knitting circle.
So there's a 2 moms with a City of Brass and a Battlefield Forge. So a lot of pretty painful on Mike's side. And there's that Wall of Blossoms that I was thinking we were going to see.
You predicted, yeah. Good job.
And of course, we're going to pass here, and we're hoping to not see something like a meddling mage. Mike wants to make sure to keep hitting land drops. And I think, in this position, Brad, is fine to build up. He's not getting attacked. And, a deed is going to take out 2 moms at this point, which is nice.
They've both got pretty good positions just to sit around and figure some things out. Now, here's the question. Did Brad draw that forest, or was he hoping to draw a swamp or
I'm
mountain?
not sure, but I think missing the land drop on Mike's side, that's against his plan.
Yeah, they're both tripping up on the mana now too. This isn't great.
We have triple green on
I guarantee
on
Brad
side.
wants some other colors here.
Yeah. I gotta imagine he wants a black mana. We're gonna take a damage. We're gonna see a meddling mage here.
Yeah,
and that's gonna name deed. I'm gonna guess. We gotta turn on our audio. I think.
Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, we'll say. Here it is. We'll say. I guess a ravenous. Baloth. Whoa! Hot take.
Tell us what you really think, Angelo.
Man, well, we're sitting over here like, is he gonna hit the D flow? Is he gonna? Nope. Baloth.
Okay. Baloth. Well, that's what I said. The way the cards got drawn up last game, he's shell shocked from that Ravenous Baloth beatdown.
So he's got 2 cards in Brad's deck nerfed, or is it 3? Whatever. It's not.
It would be
not
4. It would be 4. He potentially brought in the full set of them.
You're right. Okay,
so
good call.
he could have hit something big. Yavimaya Elder is going to fix our mana.
I feel like sitting on 2 non-basics, I would say Destructive Flow out of fear. Although he doesn't have the colored mana, he's at least a couple turns away. But that guy right there is going to get those 2 lands for him.
Yeah, so, no, exactly. And what's nice about Yavimaya Elder too is that he's just going to start swinging with it, right? So
yeah, why not? Are you going to block it?
I gotta assume he's going to start swinging with it, right?
Yeah.
Just he's ahead on. He's winning the game of life right now, and both of these decks need to attack to win. So,
damage on the stack, draw a card, get some lands, whatever.
Crazy. It's gonna be.
Man, this really sucks for Mike. He's just not drawing lands. Ugh.
Oh man, this is not how we drew it up.
This is
for
not,
Mike at all.
Yeah, this is not what we wanted to see happen.
And unfortunately, yeah, there's the black mana. Without having to pop the Elder, we're gonna see if he goes aggro. I would like to see some aggro.
Swing at it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
What is that?
Oh, he's thinking
the
about
card.
it.
He's reading the card.
He's deciding in which order will it happen. Do I search the lands first and then draw?
Okay.
And of course, you search the lands first and then draw. Well, I guess it depends on how it dies, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're getting aggro. I like it.
Okay. Mike's like, "Come on, man! I got 2 lands. Give me a break."
Yeah. It's ungentlemanly. All right, we're gonna bolt. Yeah, just kill it.
Oh, swords.
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah. Now, yeah, I like that. That's fine.
Okay.
He doesn't fear the Baloth because he meddling maged it, right? So he's like, I don't need the swords.
Yeah. Right. Fatty's down. All right. So
he did draw and then search, which is the wrong order. You correct me, chat. I don't have Twitch up, so I'm not reading chat. I heard that was the healthy thing to do. Um,
They're really not saying a lot.
so what I will guess that this is the
Yeah,
incorrect order.
we got some wrong order from the chat here.
Yeah, that's okay. I think.
It's sufficiently randomized. I mean, it's worse to draw first, anyways, right? You
Yeah.
might draw another land.
Right. I think you're disadvantaged.
Make that mistake, friend. Go ahead.
If there's a game 3, I don't think we're allowed to help them. We're still not allowed to help them, I think. But
No. I mean, I've played in leagues where the cast jumps in and says, "Hey, guy, that's not how the card's played." But I think it's usually for more egregious situations.
right. So we're gonna fetch here. Fetch in a swamp.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're just kind of building up our board. We can take our time, find a deed here. Our opponent only has 2 lands that are very painful. Our opponent can't really do anything without taking damage. So yeah, if I'm the destructive flow player here, Brad, I'm just hanging out. I'm content.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Content to therapy.
content to rip to shreds my opponent's hand.
See what he's
Apparently,
naming.
wow. Oh, did you hear the name?
He named. It looks like he named Exalted Angel because he got it.
Oh my lord, that is wicked. That is wicked.
That was some beef. I didn't see what was the rest of his hand.
I assume he's gonna flash it back at this point.
Yeah, with walls. Okay, so
Monolith, swords, bolt. Oh my
oh
goodness.
man, that swords has to feel bad. That first swords,
Yeah,
because he could have monolithed one of those.
yeah,
Monolith the follow up. Although, I guess if he had the mana up, he wouldn't have cast it, right?
yeah. Double leak though. So we're down to a bolt and a swords, which is actually not
Man.
horrible. It's not horrible
No,
though.
those
I
are good
mean,
cards to have in
if
your
my
hand.
opponent jams a spirit monger, I'm still living, right? If my
Mm-hmm.
opponent jams the deed, right? Then but
This is middle school, baby. We're still in the first part of the game. We haven't hit
yeah.
the draw go phase, and
This
then we
is
get
just
and then we get to the finale.
the flirtatious introduction of the game,
That's right.
right? This is not even the second act, if you will, right?
Mike is definitely not out. How many cards? Do we know how many cards Brad's holding right now?
I don't know.
I could see the shadows. It looks like he's holding 3, 2 maybe.
3, 2. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the wish board here. So Brad, I'm gonna guess does have a burning wish in hand at this point. Did he get a? He got a mountain off that
He
elder,
got a
right?
mountain in a swamp. Yeah.
Okay, so cards that I would want to burning wish for here. Destructive flow? No, that's the enchantment. I can't do that.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Well, I mean, that's the other question. What did he load into his sideboard? Knowing that he could. Is there any sorceries? Could have put him in there. He could have put Duress in there. I think you
him.
want those.
Yeah, him. I might have moved into the side for like exactly this situation, right?
Right,
Like
for this right here. We grinding,
we're almost to top deck mode, and I just want to make sure to get
but
you
he's
there,
still
right?
2 lands away from him. All right, so he hits the swamp. So what's this telling us? He doesn't have destructive flow. Because if he had
No.
that, I'd windmill slam that.
Yeah, I think he's probably figuring out, does he want to go with, yeah, so we're going to see
Here it
either
comes.
Plague
Ooh.
Lord. Yeah, I was going to say a Plague Lord, a Spirit Monger, something beefy is going to come down. But we know our
Is
opponent has the swords, right? So
mm-hmm.
we're this is the bait one, right?
Yeah, this is the bait.
Or it's just I don't have any other plays, right? So
Either way,
we're
I mean,
hoping that this is the bait spell, right? We want more action after this.
but he can sack a creature and target creature gets neg 1, so he can swing with it, have it get blocked by a mom that's got pro black from itself for the other one, and then kill that one in
Yeah,
response.
but we're gonna just do
There's a
this
lot
right.
going on here.
Yeah, we're just gonna do this right now, and then the moms can protect each other. Like nothing's gonna happen. He's not
Oh, and
gonna act.
Mike with his second land in 2 turns.
Yeah,
That's hot.
yeah.
So
I mean, but
we're
we know
we're
now
back.
we just have a bolt. So we want to
Hmm.
see Mike draw Factor Fiction, get
Hmm.
back in the game, get
Hmm.
some wicked pilage.
I think Mike's. You just want to see somebody play Fact or Fiction.
So Plague Lord got sacked in order to stay in the graveyard versus exile. Plague
And then
Lord
we tapped, right? Okay.
targeted the mom. Yeah, mom protected, and
Wild.
Yeah, pass it back. So I'm really interested to know is Mike's not drawing off.
All right.
Is Brad's not off the top drawing now? He has many cards, right? And I
Okay.
really wish I knew how many.
Yeah. Looks like they've stabilized though, so we're back on even footing here.
Okay. And
It
yeah,
would.
in the end, Mike is only at 15, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is not actually too bad. But
Really close.
again, like, are we gonna see the deed? Is this it? This is
Ooh.
oh my goodness.
Okay.
So recurring nightmare and recurring nightmare is an enchantment, black and 2, and at sorcery speed you can sacrifice a creature, return recurring nightmare to its owner's hand, and bring a
Hmm.
creature from the graveyard back into play. So recurring nightmare is back in Brad's hand now. He
Mm-hmm.
has a Phyrexian Plague Lord in play, and he can also replay
Cast it again.
the recurring nightmare if he so desires. Looks like we're gonna see a wall maybe instead, though. Oh, maybe we'll just play it back down. Not much other value you're gonna get out of it right now, but it's fine, I
Hmm.
guess, to play that. Maybe destructive flow. All
Maybe,
right,
but
yeah,
at
we could,
least you got your 3 mana up now, so he can
yeah,
afford Spirit Monger with the Regeneration Shield. He's got a few things going on here.
yeah. I might have juggled the walls here. Started juggling the walls personally.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know what other action I have as Brad, but that's really nice action in my opinion. Find my deed and then go to town after that.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Um,
especially if you draw into a land, you can double juggle walls.
well, we know the lists, and so I will guess we're going to see a deranged hermit now.
Yeah, D Hermit's overdue.
Yeah, because of bringing back the Plague Lord to me says I'm going to shoot down your team.
Right.
Now,
Cass.
Plague Lord, the neg one on Plague Lord is doesn't
Oh,
require
that
tapping,
makes
right?
sense. Okay. It doesn't. The next one's just sack a creature. So
Right.
I didn't I was looking at that list thinking like what's this Plague Lord about? And it's about
Uh,
Deranged Hermit is what
yeah,
it's about. I
yeah,
didn't
man. But we see deed instead, which is really really bad because he can pop the deed for 2, and oh man, this is not looking good for Mike. But
hmm
we will
brutal.
see. That was pretty brutal. It's pretty brutal. So now you can attack, swap, right? Draw a card,
hmm
and get him back next turn. I guess you can just keep attacking if you feel like just killing someone. I don't know. What do we want to
Man.
see from Mike's deck here? I mean, we're behind. We play impulse. Okay,
Yeah, I
find
know you want
something.
to see Factor Fiction.
Swords. We find the
Um,
swords off the
swords would be
impulse.
great.
Yeah. Then we shut down this shenanigans with a recurring nightmare,
Well,
and
kind of. You can still sack the Plague Lord to itself.
sure,
Wait, does
play.
he have to have a target for that? Oh, he might not be able to do that.
I think the uh, you could target itself and then sack itself, right?
Okay. All right. Sure. I'll believe.
But the point is that it doesn't. You're just not attacking now, which is fine.
hmm
Um, so yeah, I mean,
I don't see a swords.
well, he's still shuffling.
I know,
He's,
but
he's
like
about to flop it.
the excitement. Come on. I would flop it out of
Ready,
excitement. It's an out.
ready.
Oh, boof.
Ready. No,
Boofed
but
it.
I think we'll see an
No,
ice,
you're right.
perhaps. Yeah, we'll see an
Okay.
ice here, perhaps.
Something.
Um,
Maybe holding back a bolt. Hmm.
and the targets for our recurring nightmare are just wall of blossoms, right? We don't
Yeah, I
and
think it's just
elder,
walls.
elder. We
Oh,
want
that's right.
elder.
The elder.
We can really like ramp our mana up here for
Yeah.
some reason.
And you can draw off it,
Elder draws, yeah, gets you
but then you
manas
can't then
plus
you can't
draws.
nightmare with it.
I think he's probably out of basic lands at this point, or so close to it.
Is he? Okay.
No, he has a bunch of forests left in the deck.
Yeah, he's fine.
We're gonna see here. The hermit,
It's got to be right.
hermit, hermit.
Okay, keeping a black up.
Up, Brad.
There it is.
There it is. All right.
Hooey.
I
All
think we
right, well,
tapped. Or we'll say the red is not tapped, right? So
look at those scroll tokens. All right.
I like this. I like
Those are
those.
cool.
But yeah, the Plague Lord is in full effect now, right?
It's a
And
Plague Lord
now,
party.
yeah, and now I mean, I might go ahead and activate my recurring nightmare now because then you have to pay the echo, right? Is that you? Whose audio is that?
I don't know. It sounded like it was coming off the Zoom, maybe.
uh, sorry, production team, you guys rule.
All right. Ooh, okay. That's a card. That's
That
not
is
going to do it.
a card. It's not going to do it. But why wouldn't we have activated recurring nightmare here? Because we're just going to have to pay the echo. I guess he's at 7 because we can kill him. That's why. Uh,
Yeah, maybe because we want to win.
but you could have activated recurring nightmare on your turn if you were Brad, right? And draw a card, and then play recurring nightmare again. Get the guy back, and still attack with
I
your
have all the plus twos. Yeah,
two
that'd be fine.
squirrels.
Or even just get the land dude out and
Oh,
get your 2 basics.
okay.
All right. Would you have paid for that echo there?
I would have done what I had said. Well, now he's burning wish. Oh, now he's just insult
Oh,
to
he's
injury.
getting
Chain his
greedy.
edict. Chain his edict. Chain his edict, and then just attack you with the
Chain
one
his
one
edict alpha strike.
squirrels. And yeah,
Okay.
the one
Yeah.
squirrels, and so if he had the burning wish, then that's the line. I might not have.
Uh,
I might not have chosen to use more cards. Might have chosen to use the cards that were in play. But
yeah. I mean, with all the stuff in Mike's graveyard at this point too, like the Burning Wish into Haunting Echoes would have been kind of a good backup plan if you can't
yeah,
get
well, that's why you didn't need to spend the burning wish here to win, right? Is the
no.
point. You
Oh,
could,
look at
yeah.
that. Hold on, we're not done yet.
We
Mike's
have
up.
a bolt. Well, you knew the bolt was there, right?
Okay.
So the bolt gets that guy. He has 4 tokens, but the plague
Hey, he still got
lord,
him. He still
yeah,
got
the
him.
plague
Yeah.
lord is enough, right? So,
Okay.
great stuff. Overall, I really liked how the match played out. It wasn't exactly to the script that I expected.
Yeah, we
Um,
thought that one was going to be really close, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
look, and Mike just had some really rough draws. Being stuck on 2 land for 7 turns. Was it 7 turns? Felt pretty bad.
Yeah, that was gross. And again, the mana base is it's 3 color, of
Mhm.
course, but just quantity wise, we wanted more of them. We
Yeah,
didn't.
color wasn't really the issue. So,
No, no, that's what I'm saying.
um, and then I will say, like, when I played Brad, like I definitely had a lot of openings because it took him a lot longer to establish a board and get in there for all those points, and he
Right.
did much quicker. I would imagine, after our games last night too, that the deck played a little fast today, a little hot, but
Yeah, it did. And then Mike obliged Brad's deck by
right,
staying on 2 lands, right?
yeah. So that was definitely anybody's match, and I didn't see any, like, real crazy play decisions that would have affected the outcome. So
No,
just
no.
the heart of the cards wasn't in it for Michael today.
No, no. Good play on both sides. I didn't see anything that I really disliked. I liked the play on both sides. Just
Ooh,
like you said.
he came in with triple blue blasts out the sideboard,
Really?
and
Is that the only thing he's showing, you think?
he's showing it looks like he took out 2 disenchants and put in 3 blue blasts because I guess blue blast solves the destructive flow problem, right?
It does.
Um,
It does.
in 2 ways. I didn't even think about that.
So we put in one extra destructive flow. That was the only thing that Brad put in. It looked
That's
like
what it
he was
looks like.
showing.
Yeah,
Brought in
yeah.
one D flow and took
Hmm.
out what? What did he take out?
I missed
Uh,
that.
I don't think he showed it.
All right. Well, that was match one, and we're gonna go ahead and head to a little intermission here. Raja, what do you any final words about that match?
I thought it was a great first match for the night. I think it sets us up really nicely for our match number 2. and I'm excited to commentate. And I just want to say shout out to the Romancing the Stones crew for having us here, guest hosting in the booth, and for all of our
Absolutely.
viewers. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back soon with our second match. Stay tuned.
Yeah, man.
All right. Hey, welcome back to the Romancing the Stones middle school stream 224 to 2022. My name is Roger James.
I'm Angelo Cortica, and I just want to be real clear about something. These are not middle schoolers playing this game. This is a format based around when dudes our age were in middle school. And we've got a quite a match here for you. We got Ty versus Luke, and they're off to the races. Both dropping
We
land
got an
go, land
island. We
go.
got an island forest against now island flooded strand.
I love that forest. That's like one of my favorite. Oh, he's got the whole anthologies land package here.
Okay.
I'm super into it.
We see a plains and we see a fertile ground. Fertile ground is an
Mm-hmm.
enchantment. It's a green and
Right.
1. When you play it on a land and tap that land for mana, you can add an additional mana of any color of your choosing. So it's a nice little ramp spell. And so I can imagine we're going to see more of those ramp spells. And we have a treetop village coming down
Sick
on
altar.
Luke's side. Yeah, of course. I'm going to mention it. The altars. I think Luke has like a ton of altars in this deck.
Really? I
So
love it. Can't wait to
yeah,
see the cards.
I see the blankie, Luke's blankie. I give him a 10-10 on the blankie.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I
He's
assume he's
cozy.
in a basement, yeah, somewhere,
Yeah.
like many of
Oh my
us.
god, already with the Earthcraft.
Earthcraft. So Earthcraft,
So this might just be like a turn 3 kill here.
one of the marquee cards in middle school, right? Banned in other nostalgia formats
True. This is
from
what
this
makes middle
era,
school middle school.
and
This and
one of those cards that you can only play here in the middle school format.
damage on the stack, mana burn,
Earthcraft, making squirrels.
Earthcraft, force
So
of
yeah,
will.
talk to us. Why did you say it's going to be a turn 3 kill?
Well, I mean, we all know what happens with Earthcraft, right? If you're playing
Do we walk
Earthcraft,
us through it, Angelo?
dude, if you're playing Earthcraft, you're gonna do some janky stuff. You're either gonna drop a squirrel's nest, and
Okay. So this was an extended deliberation,
oh cow, okay, yeah, that
by
took a long
by
time.
Luke. So that Earthcraft was chilling on the stack for quite a while.
He heard
But
us talking about it. He
but
heard
we
me
s-
say squirrel nest, and then he said, "Never
but
mind,
but
countering it."
he immediately drops. We see Ty immediately drop wooded foothills. I mean to say windswept heath, and he
Right,
fetches for a forest. So you can
immediately.
imagine he has more business. And what I would hope if I was him is that the next card that I put down is another Earthcraft.
Right, and
It is an Enchantress.
pretty good
Now,
magic card.
yeah, so I guess in this case, I will guess that the Earthcraft was the bait for the Enchantress. He wanted the Enchantress in this case,
Right.
and was willing to sacrifice very juicy Earthcraft
Well, because
to get it.
as we've seen with our league decks, like it's going for the kill is sometimes usually the wrong answer, right? You want to just get cards and be able to go for the kill 2, 3 more times if you need to.
Bury them. You want to
Yeah,
bury them.
yeah.
And this is the opening
Oh,
we talked about. This is
yeah.
the
This
opening
is
that
the
this
one.
is what we talked about. Maybe not turns 3, but this is turn 4 for
Right.
Luke. And this is the way that we said the Oath deck needs things to happen in this
This is the
game
way.
1.
This is the
Is
way for the
that
oath deck.
yeah, because remember that the Argothian Enchantress is not itself an enchantment. It is actually a creature, and it's a
Hmm.
0/1 creature with Shroud. So that creature will, in fact, activate the Oath of Druids when it comes back to Luke's turn. So, here's a Sarah's
Okay.
Sanctum,
All
very
right.
powerful.
We're off to the
So
races.
in this situation, there's a few ways that the Oath can resolve that will be bad for us if we are Team Oath. But in general, we'll leave the suspense up. But there's a few hits that the ways this could go that
Hmm.
would be very good for Luke.
I mean, yeah, there's a 33. I mean, yeah, there's 3 or 4 guys in there, and about a third would be fantastic, and a third would be meh.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. So we tap
So,
our plains that's
okay.
strapped up with a wild growth, it looks like, and as well as a fertile ground. So that's
Hmm.
tapping for an extra green. And what are we making off the wild growth? I'm
Fertile
assuming
ground.
green, another green probably. So we're
Hmm.
floating a green at this point, I'm assuming.
Hmm.
Um, and we're just building up some enchantments because we want to maximize the power of our Sarah's Sanctum. Sarah Sanctum is a land, legendary land, notably, that taps and makes a white for every enchantment that you control.
super strong. It's funny how that's not as big of a problem as the blue one.
And there is the Sacred Mesa.
Okay,
Okay.
so did he have that all along? Probably.
I think that's what we were building towards. We
Yeah.
draw the card, but the Sacred Mesa, I'm assuming, is still on the stack. We see Luke
Yeah.
pick up his
There's two blue up.
cards.
Yep.
And we see Luke pick up his cards. He's
He's
thinking
got
about it.
he's got mana leak mana though, so we're good there.
We can cover a mana leak. He's tapping 2 blue, and we're hoping that it's a counterspell. It
Okay,
is.
it is
Very
different
nice.
counter spell.
Very nice Hannibal art on
Yep.
that counterspell. The Dom art on the other arena counterspell there. So we dispatch the Sacred Mesa, but again, so we really need to just live without Ty doing much else on this turn. Playing more enchantments should be okay for us in general. We don't like it, right? But
Hmm.
as long as we don't have any ways to make more dudes, then we should be okay if we are Luke, right?
It's just Durdlin, as far as
Right.
he's concerned.
Yeah, I mean, and I didn't get a chance to count Ty's cards, but it looks like he has maybe 3, 4, 5 cards in hand. And then we see another growth here. Draw some more cards. That's fine. Luke says, okay, let me oath, please, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And we're
And
going to
so,
burn, mono burn at the end.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So now here we go.
No,
Now,
that's always a risk with that Enchantress deck. I've played a couple matches with Jake where he's put himself into quite the bind with mana burn. All right, so we're flipping. You're right.
we're
Go ahead.
flipping. So I see Tutor. We have a Darker Waste, Flooded
Oh,
Strand.
there's
We see
Fact or Fiction.
Factor Fiction, Standstill, Plains, another Factor Fiction,
Windswept.
another Oath. There's a Morphling. Okay,
Morphling. Okay.
Morphling is not the worst card we could have flipped, but
It's got game.
it's got game. We didn't flip anything useful into the yard that we can use, right? So we just have, we just don't have access to the cards that we flipped at this point.
Yeah.
So off the top, what do we want to see? We want to see something like a Wrath of God. We need to get that Enchantress off the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, well, fortunately, we can activate and can we kill our Morphling? We only have 2 blue.
Yeah, not enough mana to do the suicide thing, but you can give Morphling flying, right?
Right. I don't care about attacking. I care about activating Oath again.
Okay. Um.
We're not going to win by attacking at this point, right?
Uh. Yeah.
Dust Bowl is on the table, and I think he's trying to think about, do I take out the Serra Sanctum? What do I do? Do I need mana? Unfortunately, Luke did not have a land, and so this
Mm-hmm.
is where, again, it's going against my script for the Oath deck that he needs to be hitting his land drops.
Yeah.
So we tap our Plains. It's strapped up with a Wild Growth, 2 Fertile Grounds. We're tapping it for 4 mana. Out come the dice.
Yep. Dropping 3. Okay. Presence. Trigger.
Enchantress Presence. So that is indeed an enchantment, and that will up our enchantment count overall for Serra Sanctum.
So we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We have
Taps for 5.
4,
No big deal.
5. Yeah, just 5. Just 5 white. No big whoop. He's recounting, wants to make sure he doesn't burn unnecessarily, or does he want to build up some more enchantments first before he taps
Mm-hmm.
that land?
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Sylvan Library is a very nice card to see here. I don't know. I mean, we want to be killing here. We don't want to be spending
No, but
more
it's
turns.
it's an
But
enchantment. It draws you cards. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
does
Six
things.
six looks right. 6 looks right. And we see solitary confinement. So
Ooh,
this
okay.
card is fine, I think. It's very interesting in this build. Again, it really closes the door for the Oath deck quite a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Oath deck has to attack to win. And we don't have a way to mass remove the enchantments that are in play. So it's going to be very difficult for the Oath deck to do much here.
Right.
And especially since we can't kill our own Morphling.
Well, most people have some enchantment removal, but like the sheer volume of enchantments that are coming down that matter is going to be super hard to come back for.
Right. Well, like I said, if we could activate our oath again, we might be. Oh, and is an
Hey, look at that.
extended
Another.
tank from Luke. Sorry,
I love it.
folks. we have the audio turned down for the players so that we can hear each other better. So unless there's something that's very unclear, we're generally not listening to the players' audio. So I
I
did.
don't think anybody cares.
It wasn't clear that we were in the tank there. Our tens of viewers probably care.
Right. You're right.
Hey,
So just going back though, like remember the turn two Earthcraft.
hmm
Um,
hmm
that was definitely he's looking at him now. He's burying him. Like that's
yeah.
that's what we're going for.
No, and that you're right, and that's what we were noting in that opening is
So
that the Enchantress will dig you out, right?
yeah.
If you just have Earthcraft, then you're top decking, hoping to get some combo piece or
What
something to
so
play
so now we
with
got
it.
the Grove out. Can the Grove, does that go to top of deck or hand?
Top of deck, and we're still floating to white. It looks like here, so
Mm-hmm.
probably we're gonna activate it. But we may just leave it in play and burn in order to protect our ability to. Oh no, here we're gonna
Nah,
activate it.
nah.
We're gonna use the tutor
We're
mode,
going all
and
in.
yeah, I assume here you go for the kill. No, really, okay. But
Mm,
like you said at the top of this, going for the kill in this situation isn't necessary, right? He's
set
not.
up the set up the lock, set up the defense.
Yeah, he's not presenting lethal in any way. He doesn't get to oath again. So there's really nothing that he needs to be afraid of, I think. I mean,
He's
again,
gonna is he gonna find a way to draw this turn? There it is.
there it is. Okay.
Well, that doesn't draw it, but that's the mana
No,
I need to
but
cast it,
I
right? So
assume that he has more business now, yeah.
he's gotta. Here it comes. Draw two. Wild
Wild
growth,
growth,
draw
wild
two.
growth draw two. That's the
It's gotta be,
grossest.
right?
That's one of the grossest plays in this deck, right? When you're sitting across from this deck and they play the top one green and like get 2/3 of an ancestral recall, right?
Yeah.
It's just
And
gross.
another land essentially. Or
Right,
a better land.
right.
Oh, same thing. Fertile ground, right? Oh, nope. Okay.
Wow.
It's
Okay,
bonkers.
so this is going to draw two cards itself, and now turns ties enchantments into three cards. We know he
So
had the confinement, so he's drawing three cards now.
every card
Uh,
is an ancestral.
right, and I think should that two white is gone. He spent the two white on the confinement, right? So he's
No,
not
he spent
floating that white.
he tapped and spent three white. He spent one white on the um no, he spent two white on the presence, and then he spent three on the containment.
Okay,
And so that's
so
why we have
so
two left because he had
so he's going to
six.
burn for two. Yeah,
Or so he had one plus six. So he's
yeah.
burning for two.
Burn for two. So this is where again one of the reasons why kind of this deck is a little bit like you said deemed to
It's
be
dangerous.
okay, but it's dangerous, but it's more deemed to be okay because there's some math involved, right? You can't just go willy nilly with and slam things down and not count,
It's
right?
not for the faint of heart. Like it's
Yeah,
fun at first, we've played this. I've played this deck. You're like, yeah, enchantments, draw cards, and then you're holding 14 cards,
and you're
and you
still not
have
killing them,
you have
and
10 white mana and a bunch of green cards. You're like, what did I do?
right,
And
right,
then you realize, like, if I had played this that way, or you play enchantments and then wish you could have drawn cards. There's a bunch of ways to play that deck wrong.
right.
So Ty's doing a great job so far.
Yeah. So what are we gonna see? We're
Okay,
gonna see a blessing. We're gonna cast
yeah.
the blessing.
What's he
Okay.
gonna put back in?
Interesting.
Real interesting.
I mean, he just wants to draw a land, right? That's really all he wants to do here. I can't imagine he wants
There it
anything
is. Yep.
except a blue mana to go with the four mana that he's been stuck on for several turns here. I would be very frustrated if I was the oath player, and this happened to me recently when I played this kind of blue green oath deck, where you just kind of die to the mana base. It's super powerful, but if it doesn't want to agree with you and provide the cards, then it's very frustrating because you're I'm one mana away, I'm two mana away from doing stuff, right?
Well, I think I had problems with the mana last night. Remember,
hmm
we were talking
Yeah,
about that a little bit. So
yeah. No, when it comes together, and again, there's a lot of cards in the deck to help that happen, right? You
hmm
have
hmm
impulse, you have um, you know,
gotta
Guy's
have
blessing.
gotta have blue for the
you
impulse, man.
you have a scroll rack, for
Okay,
example, right? So this
yeah.
is some action, but nothing again like I would be
Scroll
very
rack's gonna do
afraid
work.
to just die though. I'm still afraid to just die, right?
Yeah, we did see that Earthcraft early in the game, so we know
Yeah.
there's big things happening.
Right.
And with the amount of cards Ty's drawing,
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm still not feeling great if I'm Luke.
no. And it's kind of a tough matchup for him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. But again, his deck did do the thing. He got the oath. We flipped a Morphling.
Hmm.
Hopefully, we'll get to see some more activations. Maybe see some other creatures. See what the
I
creature package is coming out of Luke's deck.
say I doubt Ty is gonna let him do that
Well, not this game. Not this. I can't imagine
willingly.
this game. But
Yeah.
he's being whittled down, right?
Did he just pay 4 to draw off Sylvan?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man.
So that means some bonkers stuff is about to happen.
It's yeah, you gotta. Okay.
Enlightened Tutor. Okay, he's
Sure.
gonna tutor. He's gonna put it on top here.
Love to see
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
There it is.
Earthcraft. Okay, so out of the how many cards do you have? It looks like 5 cards in his hand or something.
Well, and Lucas shields down, right? Tapped out.
I mean, he might have a force, but
He might.
I
He
doubt
he
it at this
probably
point.
does. He probably does. Come on.
There's exploration. 1 green. So exploration is a great enchantment in this deck. It does let you
Hmm.
ramp a little bit. And when I was playing this deck, that was one of the things where if I'm going second, um, exploration, I might cut it. I don't know. But again, it's a 1 mana
It's
green
good late
enchantment.
game because there's extra lands in his hand from all those draws.
Yeah, yeah.
So it feels bad discarding cards at the
Now
end of
he's
your turn.
counting it up for Sarah Sanctum. He's like, "Give me mana, give
So
me
much
all
8
the
manas.
power,
Okay.
all the
8
power."
manas.
7 mana. And what is he doing here? He's one of those floating greens. Another Enchantress. Okay.
Okay. So oath
And
or
Luke,
whatever, buddy.
yeah. If I'm Luke, I'm kind of like, all right, are you gonna kill me? What are we gonna? Are you gonna
Craft.
kill me yet?
Well now with the Earthcraft, he can tap the Enchantresses to untap the Sanctum if he
Right.
wants.
Yeah. No. So here he should have a kill in hand at this point. So as we were talking about before, Sacred Mesa is a kill here with Earthcraft because you have a land that is strapped up sufficiently, so you can use the Earthcraft to untap and make a Pegasus.
Right.
Because it takes a white and another. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
We're gonna
Okay.
maybe, and perhaps we have the
He still
kill.
doesn't have the engine. He's just
Well,
drawn.
he just needs if he has the Sacred Mason now, this is a kill on the spot. So Goblin Bombardment,
There it
and here
is.
it is. Okay, so
Boom.
this is the way that Ty drew it up. But Goblin Bombardment is an enchantment that you pay 1 and sack a creature, and you can throw that creature at the opponent. So what he's going to do here is he's going to use Earthcraft to tap and untap, make mana to make creatures, but in the process, he's going to make excess mana,
Mm-hmm.
enough such that he will have an extra mana per Pegasus that he creates. So he's going to create 20 Pegasi, 18 at minimum, and throw them at Luke right now and win the game on the spot.
Bye, Luke. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, and
Now
and
I will say,
unfortunately, yeah, that is exactly what I was afraid of for Luke. And again, he did get a fighting chance with the oath early against the Enchantress play, but we couldn't get it done there.
I really like the bombardment package. By the way, I don't think I'd ever seen that in action
I,
before.
rats off to you, Ty. I really like it. Again, I'm looking at the deck list last night. I'm thinking, man, this is like a lot of slots. But I see where you taken a little bit of an approach of being a little more defensive with a solitary confinement, being able
Hmm.
to hold them off, right, and then uh, killing them in 1 turn without having to pass the turn, right, where Earthcraft with squirrels requires an attack step,
Yeah, yeah,
which isn't always possible, right? So,
yep. Or even if E plague is out, does that play around that?
well,
If you
you
can
would
make
need to
one
plague
ones.
both, right? You would have to have a plague on both. Um,
Well,
but
sorry. That's why we have enchant Mesa and Squirrel Nest because you got 2 routes around plague,
right, right.
but you can't
Um,
sack in time to deal the damage around plague, right?
Correct. You
Yep.
couldn't do that. It would as a state based effect be dead, right?
Got it.
But
Yep.
but Again, the other thing I like about the Sacred Mesa package is that it allows you to grind a little bit. If you don't have the combo, you could just make some tokens. You got a lot of mana off Sarah Sanctum, right? Just make some
Hmm.
dudes, make some nice Pegasus friends, right? Um, so we talked a little bit, and I alluded to it. So some of the keys of the game for Luke, his opponent doesn't have a ton of creatures except for the Enchantress, and so for Luke, what we were talking about earlier is that on that turn 4 or so, Ty, they fought over some stuff, and Ty played an Enchantress. Luke was able to land an Oath and got to flip. I would guess that he's going to take out those creatures in the deck. Perhaps, I don't know. Um,
They're pretty good. I mean, we saw him use that one-on-one turn to pretty good effect. So
right. Well, I mean to say, Luke. Looking at Luke's sideboard, I can imagine that he's going to take out at least one of his creatures in his creature package, right? If not
yeah,
both.
yeah, I'd want to go
Um,
down for sure.
I can see him. We in the games we played, we both recognize that Powder Keg is a really powerful card because you can set it on 0, right, and it
Hmm.
can pop all of those tokens.
Hmm.
Um, and it can also be used to good effect against the actual Enchantress, right?
Yep. A lot of your other options are a little bit slow, A,
Hmm.
and B, I feel like Luke's sideboard is not exactly optimized against this matchup, although he does have annuls, which we
Hmm.
might see come
I
in.
like a null. I like the cop red for the bombardment protection. I
Doesn't that
like.
cost 1 mana per activation though?
Oh yeah.
That's not going to do it. And
That doesn't do it. What about you just want to seal a cleansing, right? It's a good old seal cleansing.
yeah,
Um, so there's a couple ways to go about this. One, I want to flash back to our match one real quick, and I want to mention a card
okay.
when I was doing research for the solution card that Zvi talked about, Lash Knife Barrier, and I had to look
I
it
think I
up.
remember this guy.
But it basically like it reduces. It's an enchantment that cantrips, and it reduces damage by 1 from any
Oof.
source, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's really cool because you can't. It's very makes your creatures that much harder to kill, and you can play 3 toughness guys and not be afraid of bolts. So
Mhm.
in his deck, I guess it just helped protect a lot of the 1 power guys from getting picked off, right?
Yep. Looks like you can get
Um,
foils on TCG Player for $1.
wow,
So
that's which is your
s-
gauge of how good a card is, right?
stonks.
So, what do you expect? What do you expect to see coming out of Luke's deck? Then, what are you putting in if you're Luke?
Man, if I'm Luke, I'm feeling bad right now because
Okay,
there's not a
okay.
lot of tech. I mean, I would hope that there's a lot of spot removal, so I
Hmm.
would hope that some of that would get me there. Like we said, powder keg buys you a turn or two, but I'm trying to figure out how to win.
Right.
And I would try to do it quicker.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would hope for a great oath flip that opening we saw.
Hmm.
Maybe if that happened a little quicker for him, that'd be great. But now that the cat's
Right.
out of the bag,
Right.
I'm not going to hold my breath. And unfortunately, maybe I'm stupid, but I'm not seeing like a great way for him to win. Like a win in the way he has intended in the deck is going to be hard fought.
Right. It's going to take too
So,
many turns, right?
mhm.
But that's where I wish like we have the only oath target that can execute itself is Morphling, right?
Right. And then the other
And
oath, I mean, the chat was asking what the oath targets are. We're not gonna tell them, but we can say, some typical oath targets. They mentioned the spike feeder is pretty good.
right,
They mentioned I missed it; it rolled off. But
it's fine. But I
you
think,
know,
but I think again, like unfortunately, like I wanna oath, and then I want to shuffle my deck probably and just build lands. Like that would be my plan if I was Luke. That's how I'm gonna win, is by like keep flipping my deck to get my disenchants back,
mhm.
and my
That's right. There's a recursion aspect to this. So if Luke can start riding the wave, he can start looping back in pertinent cards with Gaia's blessing, right?
right, and that's where I may, if I'm Luke, I might. go creatureless in
Hmm.
game 2
Yeah,
because
why not?
uh, it's going to be difficult no matter what.
No, you're right. That's see, I am stupid. That isn't that the secondary plan here is just grind.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
so
mean,
we might be here for a while.
if things go to Luke's script, then yeah, we could be
Yeah.
here a while. But
Okay.
but again, I will doubt we will see that just with the
Hey man.
quantity and the well again, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but the repetition, the the redundancy of the
That's the word
cards
you're
in
looking
Ty's
for.
deck. Yeah,
Yeah.
been on Zoom calls all day. It's like you know the
This
social
is like
Zoom.
a fun Zoom call. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna do this. I was gonna do this broadcasting sitting at my desk, but then I realized that I don't have any good like background software, and
Mm.
the area behind my desk in my regular office
Yours, I
is a
thought mine
mess.
looked like an abduction situation. Yours, I was genuinely worried for you first time I saw it. It's like looking for the gun in the background to your head.
So did we saw Ty Mulligan to a 5,
Oh
right?
gosh. Okay.
So this is again like this is only good for Luke.
Right.
And again, I hate to have things come down like a mulligan, but again, we want 3 games.
Hey,
So
this is magic, baby. Like mulligans are part of the game. Mana screws part of the game. If you're not tough enough for that, then go play Yu-Gi-Oh or something. I don't know how that game works, but like,
play some game that doesn't have mana in it. Okay,
yeah,
so we have a seal of cleansing from
yeah.
Ty.
There we go.
He here is
Double cracks.
preemptively putting the seal of cleansing down to
Okay.
say I'm not going to let you oath. I'm not going to let you cast standstill. Um, he knows about the standstill from the oath flip, right?
Right. Yeah, he saw a lot of
So
his deck.
yeah,
So we're gonna mana leak this.
we're leaking it.
Oh no,
Impulse in
impulsing.
response to the seal of cleansing.
Oh,
So this is
interesting.
all in response here. Ty waiting patiently to see if he gets the seal of cleansing or not.
Mm-hmm. And we know that Luke likes to slow roll the counter spells, so
Uh,
we're
I
not
don't think
gonna
he's gonna force. I
commentate.
don't think he's gonna force. I don't think he's gonna force a seal of cleansing.
We haven't
Which he
seen it
did
yet.
not. Luke
Okay, yeah,
untapped.
he
Luke
untapped. All
untapped.
right,
He
we're
drew a
safe.
card. Um,
Ooh,
we see
dramatic.
a dark car waste. I like that. A dark car waste art.
Ah,
Aha! The
aha.
Spider-Man meme comes into effect here. I see your seal of cleansing, and I see my seal of cleansing.
Let's dance.
They're gonna look at each other.
Okay, nice mountain.
We have a
Again,
mountain coming
anthology's end.
down. Yeah, mountain, and it's interesting, very
Oh,
interesting. So
yeah.
so looking at the deck list, I don't think there's many mountains, and that so he's going in on it because it's a basic land, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's
You
targeting
gotta.
it because that is what Earthcraft can target, a basic land.
Yes, important facet to the deck. Oh yeah, earlier when I said it could untap Sanctum, I was lying.
Yeah,
Why don't you correct me, bro?
freaking liar. All right, so we got an annul, perhaps. What are we doing? We're paying 1 blue. E tutor.
E
E
toots.
tutor. What is Luke doing then?
I mean, oath, right? Well, there's no
Yeah,
green mana. Oh man,
I guess that's what
yeah,
I'm saying. What are we gonna do here?
tight spot.
I like Sylvan.
Sylvan can't be cast either.
No, I understand it can't be cast. I like it.
Yeah,
Um,
standstill's fine. It'll probably do the thing, although probably also get sealed.
get sealed. I mean,
Seal his seal.
it
Is that where this is
clears.
headed?
Yeah, I guess you seal his seal and then play your standstill. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Now again, Luke's probably planning on putting this seal back in his deck. So
Yeah, that's. I
burn
mean,
it
this
up.
goes with the plan of what I said, right? You're going to go
Yeah.
creatureless, and then and with the rack too, one of your favorite
Okay.
cards,
Yeah, it's a
and in
beautiful
gold
magic card.
border, and in gold border. It was an expensive card. It kind of went down. It got reprinted, but those folks who really dedicate themselves to gold bordering their decks, I give you hats off. right now. I love those beautiful decks. Keep it up.
Wizards will have to make them legal eventually.
All right,
All
and we
right.
break in the standstill with an Enchantress Presence.
Okay.
It's a
You want to draw cards? I'm gonna draw cards.
yeah. So we're floating off of this. I assume we're floating a green, and then we're going to do what? We're
That's a
gonna
big play for.
wow.
Oh man.
Okay,
Okay.
and so we drew a land.
Okay.
We
Okay.
cracked our standstill, and we have the Enchantress Present plus an Earthcraft. So I really, if I'm Luke, I really hope that I have a disenchant in hand here to deal with
He
this.
he's got rack active though too, so he's holding 5 cards at least, maybe 6.
Right.
He's got 12 cards to look at. If he can't find a disenchant, we got problems, man.
Yeah. I mean, but still, we got to cast the disenchant, and then so we have an Earthcraft, but we're still if we take the Earthcraft out, we're still faced with someone who's going to draw a bunch of cards potentially. Looks like Ty's maybe down to 1 card.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would want probably ideally is a couple ways to deal with enchantments, and then
Yeah,
hopefully we
yeah.
can take out the draw enchantment, the
Yeah,
presence
yeah. Keep
first.
him light on cards.
Yeah.
That's
I
definitely how we won game 1.
Yeah, ideally that's what we want to do is keep him off the drawing of cards.
And Luke is definitely much better at playing this deck than I was. So
No, you were fine, but it was just again the you got buried and got frustrated because you're sitting
I'm not a
across from someone who's drawing a bajillion cards, and it's
I'm
just
not a
like
patient man either. I don't like sitting around.
fair, fair.
That's
All right,
why
so
probably why I lost round 1. Anyways, all right. So
so
there's
Luke is
what are we doing
thinking
here?
what I
Real
think.
hard.
Yeah, I'm not clear where we're at in this.
It looks like he's only doing 3.
Yeah, I think he racked on Ty's turn, and now he went to his own turn and is racking again.
And I think he was thinking about putting an island on top or not. No, it looked like he was going to play it. Like we're in his
Play an
main phase
island.
now, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think he probably opted to rack it.
To rack it. Yeah.
Um,
See
Interesting.
one more card. This is a very critical turn for Luke, though. If the card in Ty's hand is an enchantment,
Ray
and
of Revelation would be sick right now, like
oh,
absolutely sick.
Captain Insano for sure, and
This ain't it.
reward us. No
That's not it.
blessing.
Oh
All right,
man.
all right. But we're gonna put a seal back in,
Yeah, why
and
not?
which is, I like it. I
Yeah,
like it.
it's a thing you can do. And we're still looks like we're thinking about maybe more cards.
Thinking about more cards.
Yeah, why not? Why not the etudes?
Seal grabber, and then an
Impulse? Yeah,
impulse.
why not?
I don't know about impulse, but because like, what if you draw like if you immediately redraw the impulse here? Aren't you sad? That's what we were talking about last night. Like, don't put it back unless you want to draw it right now.
I don't know. I'd be pretty. Ray of Revelation would be pretty sick right now. Still,
Well, of course, but I'm
um,
saying if you
you
draw
could.
an impulse right now, aren't you like, why did I put back the impulse?
Let's see if this is impulse. Oh, standstill.
Stand still. Okay, so this isn't horrible. It,
No,
it it does give him some card draw,
it
and
gives
it
him
makes
parity. He's going to
yeah
draw as many cards as Ty is, hopefully, maybe more.
yeah hopefully more right. Um,
Ty got a lot of mana.
he does. So we're gonna tap for a red, and we're gonna guess. We're gonna make a red, green. What else? Red, green, white, and then the extra from Fertile Ground is probably a white.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh
Mesa,
oh. There it is. That's it.
Sacred Mesa. All
That's a
right,
wrap,
so
right?
well, no,
Oh no,
we
we got to decide if he
trigger
gets.
standstill.
Yeah. So standstill trigger, he gets a chance to draw a counter. Force of will, baby. It's gotta happen.
Active player, non-active player. So wouldn't would so that when you cast the spell, it triggers the not active player stuff goes on the stack first. So yeah, so Luke draws his cards. Now Ty will draw. Uh, Ty's draw is on the stack right now,
Yep. Okay.
right? So if we don't see a force here, then this is here it is.
Okay,
Okay, very
here we
nice.
go.
Thank you, Luke. I love it. All right, so we're gonna see a draw.
Got a game here.
We're putting the Mesa into the yard.
Okay, and we got. Is that a white floating?
We have, I believe, we have a white floating.
Is this another presence coming down, or another mesa coming
Sacred
down?
Mesa, another Sacred Mesa.
Dub mesa. Oh, scroll
Oh,
nest.
squirrel nest. So
Oh,
that was a green floating then.
oh, but he can't tap it.
He has no way to make any squirrels this turn. He has no way to
Aha.
untap it. He has
Okay,
to pass. So
he's live.
again, Luke has some time, and he has his rack. He has 4 cards in hand now,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a ton of not a ton, but enough to work with, where he can rack and he can do some stuff. He can rack, he can impulse and seal of cleansing in the same turn.
This is we're still some critical turns here.
So Luke showing that he is no slouch with his deck.
Token game strong over here on
I see
Ty's
Ty.
side.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, they are unsigned, but I don't
Call a man out like that. Come
know.
on.
I Our viewers who don't know me, which I'm sure is zero, but I enjoy a signed card or two.
I was just a fan.
Not to intimate that I'm popular, just that no one that I don't know will be tuning in.
Yeah, to be clear, you're not signing the cards.
Indeed. Though I don't mind those types of cards on cards where I cannot get the artist's signature. So Luke racking here, he taps his island notably.
Is this a main phase rack?
This is a main phase rack. It's on Luke's
Okay.
turn. It went back to Luke's turn. He was thinking after he drew his
He's
card. It
he's
looks
got
like
3 blue mana otherwise, so
he racked
oh,
his whole hand, I believe,
yeah,
which was 4 cards.
going all for it. And this is what you got to do, right? Just swing for the fences.
Yeah, like I said, he has enough mana to impulse and seal of cleansing here, so he's gonna rack to try to find something
I like the Gaia's
of relevance.
Blessing being able to shuffle for you too. That's a nice feature with the scroll rack.
Oh yeah,
And were there fetch lands in there too? Yeah.
yeah.
So the
So we have a
fetch lands and
reflecting
scroll
pool.
rack.
Adds a reflecting pool to the board, which will give us any color at this point, any relevant color. I'm not sure what else we're looking at in our hand, but the amount of time it's taking, yeah, I don't think it's great.
It doesn't feel good. But is there a right time to disenchant that? Like, is there a better time than on Luke's turn?
Well, we're gonna see if Ty has to, pass here, right? So if Ty does nothing, then he'll have to pass. I'll have to try to make squirrels at the end of Luke's turn, and then he'll have to attack. Um, so there's a couple ways it can go at that point, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
think Luke has much to say unless he can do something during his own main phase.
Well, and even if he does create a billion squirrels, what's
hmm
Luke gonna do about it?
So, but Ty's doing it on his turn. On his own turn, and in the end, he'll stop with all of his squirrels tapped
Mm-hmm.
and the land untapped.
-1.
So, um, so yeah, so he has looks like he wrote a billion there, maybe a large number that he wrote
It's
next to that
12,
squirrel.
12 zeros.
12 zeros, and he ends with the planes untapped. So which
Okay.
means
Yeah.
he can go again, right?
Yeah. And he's holding a card like he's just excited to play. Okay. He's just tapping something.
Having something 1 white, we'll expect this will be an enlightened tutor.
Mm.
Green for a wild growth, and here's a draw an extra card off a wild growth.
Mm.
Luke is thinking now. Is there any cards in my deck that can get me out of this? How do I get out of this at this point?
Powder keg. Get out
And
of it? I don't know, man.
well, we would need a wrath plus a powder keg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wrath to take care of the squirrels on board. Powder keg to take care of the squirrels that are made at the end of turn. At that point, though, again,
double Earthcraft.
So
It's not
again,
great.
it doesn't do anything more than it doesn't make us deader than we already are.
That's true. It's one way of looking at it. It makes the hole you got to dig out of a little deeper if you want to.
Sure. I
I mean,
think
now you have to deal with squirrel nests
yeah,
and
I think this just
backup,
points
or
to some of the why the standstill decks they do have weaknesses, right? You can't build these decks to take on every situation, right?
mm-hmm.
The card that Luke really needs to have in his 75 is Tranquility, and spoiler alert, it's not in there.
Man, wow, wild
So yeah, again, and I just
tranquility.
I just got the John Matson Tranquility back signed. It's a beautiful white border card, but
Yeah.
so Tranquility is in fact legal, but
In case you were wondering,
yeah, here's Fact or Fiction. I don't know
you,
what we're
you
digging for at this
you got
point.
your wish. Is this the end of Ty's turn? This is happening,
I think so.
or what's going on now? Is he scooping?
Yeah, it must be the end of Ty's turn.
Is he, is he
I'm
looking at
turning
his
the
sideboard?
audio on. I'm turning the audio on.
Okay.
All right. No, Angela said I got my wish because I wanted to see some spicy Fact or Fiction piles. This is less than spicy, but this is also reminiscent of what happened when we played this game. I flipped when we played it. I flipped what was flipped 4 lands and something that didn't matter, right?
That's not good.
And so this is 3 lands and 2 business spells. I don't think it matters how they're piled. We have Oath, Island, Swords, Plains, and Yavimaya Coast.
Mm.
Yavimaya Coast, what a great card.
Chat's reminding us that some of that was racked away too.
Some of
So
which.
the he racked a lot of those cards on top
Oh,
that
he
we
knew
just saw.
those
So
cards.
he knew it was
He knew
coming.
those cards. Yeah.
Just burning cards.
No, and again, yeah, whether he knew or not, again, he has to move them off the top, right? And
Mm-hmm.
if those are cards you hit that you didn't know about, then you're saying, well, man, I guess those cards are not on top of my deck anymore. And if you did know about them, then you're thinking, yeah, I got to get those cards off the top of my deck.
Still would love to see Ray of Revelation.
Yeah. Again, we need to be able to uh
Wrath.
well, no, disenchant first. You disenchant
All right.
Squirrel Nest, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then after you make some more guys, then you cast Wrath, right?
Right.
So that's what we want to see from Luke here. He's thinking about how do I rack to this. Um, we just played the Adakar Waste. No, we haven't played a
I don't
land
think
yet,
so. Yeah.
and we know that he has the Yavimaya Coast. So here we want to hold back. I think you want to hold 1 land back. You can't be guaranteed that the rack pile will contain another mana, right?
Mm-hmm. If you
So,
need it, yeah.
well, in this case, like I said, you have to be able to disenchant and then cast Wrath, right? There's no other
So
way out
yeah,
of
there it
this.
is. Okay. So what's he keeping back? He probably has one half of that.
That
It's got to have one or the other, right?
I will guess that is a Seal of Cleansing or a Disenchant. So come on, Wrath of God. And he's slowly examining them. Is that too many cards? How many cards did he just draw?
18. I don't know.
I'm sure it was the right number. It just seemed like I was waiting for him to stop there.
He's holding a lot of cards. Oh man.
So he didn't scoop it up. So he's got something to say.
Mm-hmm. Seems like the kind of guy he's going to play to the end no matter what. Let's go.
Yeah, of course. But
I mean, this is on stream. You can't just be scooping willy
well,
nilly.
again, but if he has no out and he's gonna pass and die to squirrels, I'm sure he would just say, "All right, you got me." But he's got something to say here. It's a
And here it
powder keg,
comes. Oh,
seal of
seal.
cleansing.
Okay,
Here
in
we
there.
go. This is how we draw it up. This is how we get back in this game if
All
we are
right.
Luke.
Um,
And Wrath of God. Here we go, baby.
he's even got the ability to keep a blue up for a null or something like that. He's just having one.
No. He had to tap those 2 to cast the seal.
Oh,
It
you're
was
right.
plains
You're right.
plus
Okay.
Yavimaya Coast. Now he has Exactsies to cast
Can't count.
Wrath.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, here it
It's
comes. Yep.
still, again, it still feels super bad. You're still in a horrible spot. The opponent
Mm-hmm.
has, the ability to draw cards. He's thinking about it.
I mean, why bother? I guess on principle, but or is he
Right.
just untapping the one guy? Yeah, he's just making it so he has one untapped guy. Okay.
So he made more guys, and
He
he
made
has
one
now
more guy.
one.
He made one more guy. That's
Right.
now an untapped squirrel.
There you go. And there we
Oh,
go.
there
Powder
she
keg.
is. Miss
Powder keg.
America.
Powder keg.
Let's go.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, now maybe we can settle in. We need to see an oath resolve for
Got
Luke
there.
in order to get our loop plan going, right? We need to see
Yeah, yeah.
we need an oath to resolve. But we have access to ways to give our opponents guys in Luke's deck. So we don't need our opponent necessarily even have creatures to get that oath activation. We
Now,
definitely want to start flipping our deck here though.
yeah. Let's get to flipping. Well,
So
we'll see if he took the creatures out or not.
right, I gotta figure he did. I gotta figure he did.
Flipadelphia. That's right.
So Luke using a lot of mana to do this. Oh goodness! And now I think all will be for naught. I think we're gonna see Ty fetching up here Sacred Mesa, City of
Oh,
Solitude. Oh goodness! So this means the
see,
card
he's
in
doing it.
hand. The card in hand must be business, right?
Either that or he's going to bury him. He's going for the lockout.
Well, again, but you're only drawing one extra card right now.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
not like he
I know.
has four, it's not an ancestral yet, right?
Well, maybe it goes Presence City. No, but you're right. He's probably holding business.
So yeah, you go City of Solitude, then Sacred Mesa, and then pass the turn, right? But actually no. Why would you do that? Because if he has a disenchant, then you pass and he disenchants you, right?
He might be worried about mana leak, or no, he's got counterspell up. I mean, maybe he's worried about just plain old getting countered. You want to
All
take
right,
this bait? Go ahead.
we got the City of Solitude down. Yeah, and perhaps it is just trying to bait him, right? But like you said, last night, it seems seemingly he has to counter it or do something about it. You can't let it resolve, right? That's
Right.
what you said last night. I felt like maybe that was untrue because
It
you have
nullifies so many cards. But
sure,
maybe you're right.
sure,
Like maybe this is part of the long game where okay, you can have City of Solitude. I can't counter your stuff for
right
now.
for
And if you
now.
really need to counter something, you can.
See,
There
and
it
there you go.
is.
You got it. But
Oof.
annul does nothing against replenish, right? He,
True.
he couldn't have he couldn't have done anything about it. And replenish so powerful. We didn't mention it during the sideboarding, but of course against control decks, many Enchantress decks are playing this replenish in the sideboard to deal with this exact situation, right?
Yep.
We play an attrition battle. You counter a bunch of my things, you destroy a bunch of my things that are important, and in the end, I'm able to bring those back with replenish and just bury you. And
Oh
so
man.
he's gonna do
So
the thing here. He doesn't have
mhm.
the Goblin Bombardment, so he's gonna make infinite squirrels. He'll have to choose a number. So
Infinite Pegasi. Oh no, he
oh
got the
oh
squirrels too.
goodness! And the last card in his hand is the Goblin Bombardment. Tie in a oh my gosh, it is crazy here, folks. Ending the game the
What
same
did he have?
way.
Look, he had the wrath.
Uh,
Um,
Luke shows his hand. He has the wrath.
is that an
I would
intuition
be,
on top?
I would be very frustrated if I was Luke. This
Yeah.
is, Ty. Again,
Hmm.
rats off to you, Ty. Brilliant deck building. You know, the Goblin Bombardment ending the game, both games. Um, you know, but I would be very frustrated if I was the Oath player here. My
Yeah.
deck just not really providing me what it needed, and I hope Luke shows us here, what it is. I'm assuming, like you said, he is creatureless at this point. Um,
Well, and I still think like Luke, he played really well, and the cards he had were, the deck provided enough. Ty just has more answers. Like it's a bad matchup for Luke. This is one of the decks that's gonna give him a real hard time because there's just threat after threat after threat. It's just haymaker after haymaker. Combo wise.
Ty in the banter after the fact, Ty discussing with Luke that he did not realize replenish only targets his own spells. Ty was casting that replenish thinking that Luke was getting an oath and several standstills.
Oh my god.
And he still cast it.
Why
It's
not?
still worth it, right? To do it in that situation.
Oh man.
And
So how long did he have that replenish?
he's thinking, I can't cast this thing. He's gonna get an oath and a standstill, you know.
Wow.
But again, so he worked it down to the end, ground him out, and in the end, it did come up, you know, pretty much the way we thought it would. We did not think that that Luke was favored, but you know,
So
he
does that
had
make tonight's winners 4-0? 3-0? 4-0? 3-0.
3-0. 3-0.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, because you and I are now 1-2. We both picked up wins this week.
Mm-hmm.
I beat the bye, right? And you beat an actual person. So good job, and we'll be recording a witty podcast at the end of this, hopefully,
Yeah.
about the decks we
We could
played.
talk about deck sizes.
Yeah, you know what they say. So,
That's right.
thank you so much to the Romancing the Stones crew. Thank you so much to the players. Had a great time hanging out tonight, watching some sweet games of Magic.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys letting us take over your stream and live out our dream of pretending to know what we're talking about while people play Magic. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, that was great.
So and
Definitely great.
always being great hosts. It's fun to play in their leagues, and this one's huge, right? How many players we got in this?
50 some players signed up for this thing. So,
It's a lot of decks. It's a lot of
yeah,
spice.
congratulations to our winners tonight. You know, Ty on Enchantress, very spicy Enchantress build, combo killing both games, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Destructive Flow doing the thing, which was crazy to see. Lightning Angels getting destroyed, getting sacrificed, and in the end, yeah, we have
It
some.
almost felt like a pre-modern match. Almost.
We had some we have a couple guys who are 3-0, I believe. So yeah, great stuff
It's
so far, and
only
I'm
gonna get
excited.
spicier.
Yeah, we're at the halfway point, so we got a few more weeks to go before we reach a top 8. I'm hoping to pick up a few more wins myself, and hoping to
Same.
play against some cool dudes as I have so far.
And yo, we should say this on the stream right now. If we somehow get paired up against each other, they have to put it on the stream. It
We
would,
are both. We have the same record now, right? So
yeah,
it's possible, right?
it's absolutely possible.
And
So
why?
if
And the reason, folks, is that
it's
Angela
the
and
mirror
I,
match, it's the
yeah, it's
mirror
a mirror
match.
match. Literally, we're playing the same deck card for card. So, you know, I think it would be an interesting stream, but maybe it wouldn't be. I don't know.
Probably wouldn't be.
But yeah, thanks so much to everyone who tuned in. We had a great time hosting tonight, and we hope you will tune in for the rest of the weeks. Like I said, we're at the halfway point here. We got about 3 more weeks left to play till we reach top 8. So
Yes,
excited
sir.
about that.
Yep. Thanks again.
Are we?